Why is the money made when no one is watching? You're probably quite confused by this title. You're probably thinking, but when something's going up, that's where the real money's made. In this video, I'm going to break down why you need to have a small watch list and you need to watch a select few things to really generate money and alpha in the markets. So typically when there is excitement and usually stuff is on the news, there's usually less money to be made. A great example is some of the big AI winners, Nvidia, for example. The money was made for people who bought in 2023. They're the real winners. Yes, you can trick yourself into thinking, 2024, 2025, that's where all the money was, that was the trend, but really it's the ones who bought low, who are watching Nvidia, reading about it, developing those theses and, going long. So you need to have a small watch list or a systematic way of approaching things. So you're consistently watching stuff which you think over time will go up. That's how you're going to generate your own alpha and not just be always chasing the news. So I've got gold here on the chart. As you can see, gold around here was everywhere. It was everywhere. Doomsday, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's, everything's ending. I would argue though, you can see gold gone up only. It only really got news attention, I'd say, in this last bit, but the winners, they were here. They were 2023. You could even argue 2024, they were winners. But I would argue right now in the news, gold, it's not really getting any attention. Are you seeing much about gold? Are you seeing much about commodities, this super cycle? No, I've probably read one thing in the last 3 months about commodities. People who are watching gold every day are going to make the money. They're the ones who are going to profit because they're watching. As you can see here, it looks like it's going down. It's currently below its 200-day moving average. This is what the red line represents. So, okay, cool, it's going down. But the ones who are going to just watch it, almost be boring with it, watch it consistently every day, they're the ones who are really going to profit and benefit. So, yeah, you want something that when it has less eyeballs on, you want to be watching it aggressively. That comes down to the small watch list. So a good example of this is if we go on Bitcoin, is getting wrecked recently, but the winners of Bitcoin were the ones who stuck through it throughout the bear market. Everyone was calling it bearish. No one was watching it as much as around the Trump election. People were bearish, they were bored, they didn't want to know anything to do with Bitcoin, but they're the ones who made the money. So you've got to find a way to have a small watch list or a systematic way if you're going to watch a lot of things. So you are always watching the same thing, the same narratives. I think this is easier with indexes, global equities, Bitcoin, gold. Individual stocks may be slightly different, but I think if you're going to trade futures, this is a great way. You want to have different assets and you just want to watch them every day. When you do your journal or you check the markets, just have a look. You don't need to take a trade, just have a look, see what it's doing. If it's doing anything valid, take a setup. You're not going to get a good opportunity every day. There was no, long, good opportunities there. There was there. Maybe you could argue in this period there was maybe one or two around there. There was there, kind of going up into that kind of huge move. You could argue there, not many good opportunities on the long side there. Obviously it went down a bit and then bang. So the people who don't watch it every day will get excited there. They'll get excited, there or, even there. They'll get excited there and they're like, oh my God, I need to start trading this thing. I need to start being long. The ones who really benefited in 2024 with Bitcoin were the ones who were checking it every single day. They were turning up every single day. It's not saying you have to, stare at the chart 12 hours a day. It's not what I'm saying. But the ones who just checked in, what's it doing? What's price doing? They're the ones who caught that move. So if you want to catch these big moves, you need to be watching it every day into the lead up. Trading's boring. It's not supposed to be exciting. Here it's exciting. Here it's boring. But that's where the money's made. So just wanted to come on and demonstrate that you need to be watching something every single day if you want to make the big money. Watch it through the boring parts because that's where the money is made. Thanks for watching.